Okay, so it's live. It started. All right, podcast started, and now I just gotta start Instagram. And all today is like all about what healing can feel like. What healing can feel like. I hope it's working. Let's see. So I don't like situations where I have to explain to people that they are basically like, in my space or my realm. I think sometimes I come off as rude, but I'm honest. I don't know how else to be. So I don't know. Let me get to Instagram. Alright, okay, so what healing can feel like? So, first off, healing can feel messy. So, when I first started healing, like I'm talking about for real, y'all, like this lady would call me and she'd be like, "Do you want to go on dates?" Like, it was like, what is it called? It's just lunch. And she would be like, "You should just go on dates." And I'm like, I cannot go on dates right now because I just had a baby. My weight isn't down. Like I'm depressed. Like I was being stalked. That's like kind of when I started being stalked. I didn't know I was being stalked. It was just like something just kept happening over and over again. So I was like, oh my God, what the fuck? So I'm trying to go through my healing process, and I'm like constantly being stalked. It's like somebody's constantly nitpicking at my stuff, going through stuff. And I'm wondering, like, what the fuck is going on? I'm telling people, I'm giving people good advice, and then it's not following through, all this different stuff. So the person would actually mess up all the advice after I give it. People, like, they would, like I said, go to the grocery store and do this, and they want me to do it like they want them to do it. So anyway, I just end up just in this whole roller coaster of everything. And it did not feel like healing until I got on my knees and started praying. You see what I'm saying? So it was like really messy. I mean, it was messy. Like it was like all my junk, all my crud, everything, all the bad stuff just comes up. And people really forget about that part of the process. Just like coming to Jesus and being honest with yourself. Like, did I do this? And guess what happened, y'all? It's like you really start to realize you didn't do nothing. Like you didn't do anything to hurt yourself. Like other people have actually come into your life and hurt you. And so you can't take responsibility for that type of pain. Like it is like actually something you cannot take responsibility for. Healing can feel hopeful. So like when something is hopeful, it's actually like where you go ahead and it's like where you feel like there's going to be an end to it all. There's going to be a stop, and this person never stops. Like it'll be like they passed the ball or something. So it's like, okay, when does this stop? But it'll feel like, okay, when I get to this point, this is what will happen. The other part about being messy is I had to go through some stuff for years. Like I went through some stuff 2 or 3 years. And if you listen to the beginning of my podcast, you will hear me just like, I am so tired of going over this fucking topic. And it was because the person kept throwing a topic to me from different people. Just different people, just like some messy shit. Because they have like this like back in the day mentality where they don't have enough education, but they have power. You see what I'm saying? So education with power is a it's a fucked up situation. You see, and who said that? I think it was what was this one dude's name? Oh my God. It's a writer. It's a writer. He's the gay writer. I forgot his name. Anyway. So, that's what he was trying to tell us, like, because these people have the power to move people in my life and move people around, all this different stuff, tell people different stuff to say to me, all this different stuff. So, that's the messiest, like, it just stayed messy. But when I came to realize that it doesn't matter what the fuck they say or if they recording or whatever, and I gotta be myself, that was it. Like, it's just over. Healing can feel like it's 5 steps back, and that's what it always felt like. It's like, why do I have to go over this again? Like, why do I have to explain this to you again? Why do I have to give you this information again? What the fuck is wrong with you? So it feels like, okay, is this like back in the day, and then a lot of stuff I hadn't dealt with. So childhood stuff just came up this year. So out of all these 12 years, childhood stuff just came up this year. And it's like, well, that's some real shit. And I don't have to deal with that stuff because part of that was positive, other part negative. But at the time, the person that stayed with me was like the person that actually helped me get through or process what I was going through. I'm looking at people now and I'm like, one person was in line and she was telling me her story about like how she just always was around people that were on drugs. And so I'm blessed because even though my family was strict and I went through a lot of stuff, they were not on drugs. It was just like a lot of mental abuse and a lot of like, let me hold you back here. Because you know what? This is why they said I could, advise the president, because my grandmother thought that a woman couldn't be president. And me and her almost got into an argument about it. I just looked at her like, you evil bitch. And I can't say that. I actually had a mouth where I would but it's like, I'm just going to keep it to myself. I'm just going to keep it. I had to keep it because I get popped in the lips or, they'll tell me I was wrong if I tried to like refute what they were saying. So I was like, man, like this some fucked up shit. You see? So I'm in this world. On the other side of the coin was like these people telling me I can be anything, I can do anything, and they teaching me how to stitch and be a doctor and teaching me about law and all this different stuff and teaching me about business and how great it would be and teach me how to do the math for this and do that. And it's like I have a person here in this house that takes me and has these people around me and won't let me have my opportunity because she felt like a woman couldn't be president. It's like, are you fucking kidding me? And then went out and voted for fucking Reagan while we on food stamps. Like, are you kidding me? So yeah, it's like that. It's like, you see what I'm saying? So I'm in this world where she didn't even look white people in the eye, but I have white people teaching me different stuff every day. So that was just something different for me. Joyous. So it's like healing can feel joyous. It can feel like a point where you get to a point like today, I got my period, y'all. I got my period. Like, I'm actually happy I got my period. It's like I'm so happy when it's like, it's been like this regular thing that happens every month. I know some of y'all not, but I want to get knocked up. I'm so serious. Like, I got my period. It's like healing can be that. You see what I'm saying? I know it sounds stupid for me to do, but yeah, I got my period. Okay, healing can be confusing because sometimes you don't know the whole story. You don't know half the story. And through my process, I would be mad at a whole group of men. I'm talking about an entire group of men. I had to go back and be like, wait a minute. Who did this to me? Who set it up? Who was this person? Do they know? I had to go through all those processes too. And it'd be a stranger, never knew my school, never knew where I was from, nothing. And I would be actually pissed off. Like the day I got pissed off at the Wayans brother when I found out he was an alpha. Y'all, I'm talking about my heart was sank. I actually got depressed. Healing can be all of a sudden. Sometimes you wake up and you be like, well, somebody else will be coming to talk. Girl, when you crying last night, bitch, shut up. I'm done. Like, it's like, I'm done. Healing can be stagnant. It can be like where you feel like you're not going anywhere, like it's not happening, and it actually is happening. Healing can be scary. That's why you gotta know your oxytocin. You gotta be able to hold yourself, have somebody else hold you. In my CBT book, I tell you, like, I give steps to like how other people can help heal you. And I say don't give too much information because when people started taking my information, they started using it against me. They use it against me every day. Nobody uses the information to help me. They use it to hurt me. So it can be really scary. So in the CBT book, I would say write in code if you don't trust people, but you can help people. Heal people that you trust, help heal your trauma. So my son is a person where it's like I trust him, so he knows how to, and he started this himself, like trying to soothe me down, trying to talk me down. Now he's at the point like, go up in the room and just scream. Like he's just like, whatever. Let's go out. Let's go sit on the roof. Just all these different stuff. So it was scary, but for him, I'm thinking it was much scarier, and I thought that would like traumatize him, and it didn't. It's almost like it made him better. So he was good at training the dog and all these different things. So healing can feel like it's 2 steps forward. So now you get to a process where you feel like you can actually transcend, because trauma is actually something that you go through, and if you can actually get through it, especially with the cognitive process, you are able to help other people, and it's a part of you that is bigger. It makes you bigger. And even if you didn't, you can even understand somebody else's issue. It makes you bigger. Like, I remember when I didn't have kids, and I used to help the women after school, and the reason why is because they had to get home from jobs. And I knew my mom, it's the same way for my mom, and at one point, people wouldn't watch us. And so we didn't steal, we didn't fight anything, but people would actually act like we were our cousins. Like, our cousins couldn't even be, you had to watch them. They couldn't even come in the house. They come in, they steal, they fight, you know what I'm saying? They start shit. You just be like, but y'all don't want to watch us, you know what I'm saying? So, it's like, I don't know. So anyway, what's happening is like, why did I start that story? Anyway, but it's like it just makes you bigger. Healing actually makes you bigger. You see what I'm saying? Like I don't know. Healing can feel heavy, and that's an energy thing. Like if you start to feel heavy in your healing, and it's somebody in the process, you would notice that it's an energy thing because it shouldn't feel heavy at all. It's almost like it is light, but that's somebody that you gotta cut out of your life, and hopefully they'll break away without you having to break them away. But if you gotta break them away because you don't need all that shit in your life. If you're trying to get through something, don't be holding on to people that's gonna like weigh you down. Fleeting. Healing can be fleeting. It can be light. I always tell the story about my first baby I lost. I didn't know I was pregnant, y'all, so it was a wash. The lady just kept, you're gonna need counseling. I'm like, if this bitch don't get out this fucking room, it's because I didn't need it. I did not even know I was pregnant. I had no clue. And it's just, it was light. That was the situation. Healing can be boring, especially if it's, again, the same thing iterated over and over again. It's like, I already got through this shit. I don't need to be going through this with you again. Healing can be exciting. When you I'm about celebration. So today, I got sent home from work again, and I went shopping. Every time they do it, I just like, fuck it. I go to the Goodwill. I go to, but today was like teacher shopping. I'm serious. Like today I had to be specific about what I needed. Like you see, I needed a cup. I didn't need dresses, but they were on sale. Of course, I'm going to go look at them. But I was specific. I got art supplies. I didn't want to get any more serums or any more cleansers for the face until they're gone. So it's like I had to actually stick to my plan when I went shopping today. Healing can be lonely, and don't ever feel like that. You have to, if it gets lonely, you have to learn to live with yourself. Like, if you should not feel lonely during the whole healing process at all, just learn to live with yourself. Sit down and look at yourself in the mirror. You can do a body poem. Look at your fingers, your eyes, your nose. All it does is get you closer to loving yourself. So it should never be lonely, because it's not a situation of loneliness. Because if you are with yourself and you with God, honey, please, you got the world. Do you hear me? If that's something you need, and don't ever feel like you have to call somebody to your bedroom or call somebody to your house. You gotta call and talk to people, all the different shit, because you really don't. At the end of the day, you won't be missing out on anything. And it is the truth. Healing is never really that lonely. If you get to that point, I'm telling you, really start to love on yourself. Really start to have some self-care days. Really start to take care of your fingernails, your toes. Oh my God, I meant to go get a pedicure today. But comb your hair different. I don't know. But whatever the fuck you do, don't sit there and say you're lonely. Healing can be overwhelming. And with the overwhelming part, it's just like, break it down. You want to write it down. You want to write what it is that you need. If you got to burn it afterwards, be honest with yourself, and that's it. Take care of yourself. You see what I'm saying? It could be a lot of stuff that you have to overcome, but everybody has to do it. And that's the part that you have to remember too, is that everybody has been somewhere where you are, and some of it is ugly. The truth is always ugly, honey. But guess what? You can get through it. So anyway, long show, but a lot of information. So take time and heal. Take time to take care of yourself. And anyway, it's Brown Sugar Talk. I love you. I truly, truly love you. Have a good night. Program move. What you mean, edit them? Yeah. If you want me to, I could. I don't edit mine, but I can edit. I just like mine raw. Oh, okay. Yeah. But if you ever want me to do it, let me know.